Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à Learn French by Suchita. Je m'appelle Suchita, votre enseignante de la langue française, et dans cette vidéo, on va apprendre les adjectifs possessifs. Before we begin with this video, I would like to introduce you to my website www.learnfrenchbysuchita.com, where you will find recorded courses for all your French language needs. We have courses for DELF A1, DELF A2, DELF B1, TEF TCF recorded course, French phonetics as well. We have special courses for our school students ranging from grade 5 to grade 8. We also have courses for university students who are enrolled in certificate course or diploma course in Delhi University. And finally, we also have courses for our school students who are aiming to appear for their DELF Prem or DELF Junior examinations. So hurry up and check it out. So let's get into the video, and I would like to ask to all of you that do you know how do you say my, your, his, her, our in French? Well, in today's video, we are going to learn the possessive adjectives. So now, what are the possessive adjectives and why are they known as possessive adjectives? The possessive adjectives are the adjectives which show you the possession of something. Let's say this is a marker, but this marker belongs to whom? Let's say this is my marker. So my would be your possessive adjective because that shows the possession. Whose marker is this? My marker, your pen, his, let's say his room, her table. So all these are my, your, his, her. They are your possessive adjectives, which in French are known as les adjectifs possessifs. So now in front of you, you must be seeing a huge table. So do not, get afraid by this huge table. I'm going to explain you each and everything, and this topic is a little lengthier topic. So that is why I have decided to split this topic into 3 different videos. So this particular video is the part 1 of the series we are going to do of adjective possessive. So now I'm going to explain you this table first of all, but even before explaining you the table, I'm going to explain you these subjects. Now, the pronom sujet. If you do not know what are the pronom sujet, I am dropping the link in the card above. First watch that video and then come back here again. So in French, there are 8 subject pronouns starting from je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il pluriel et elle pluriel. Now, je, the meaning is I. Tu, you. Il, which has 2 meanings. It can mean he or it can mean it. Elle, she or it. Nous, we. Vous, that's you. Il pluriel, that's they, and elle pluriel, that's they. So what is the difference between il and elle? What is the difference between tu and vous? All that is explained in the video of les pronoms sujets. So you can watch that first and then come back here again. Now, these are all the subject pronouns, but our goal is not to understand the subject pronouns. Our goal is to understand what are the possessive adjectives. So now, if the subject is I, that means something belongs to me, then the possessive adjective that comes into the role is my. So I would give rise to the possessive adjective which is my. You, the possessive adjective is your. He, his, it, its. Yeah. She, this is the subject pronoun, and the possessive adjective is her. It, its. We, the possessive adjective is our. You, that is your. They, their, and they, their. So our possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. These are your possessive adjectives in English. Now, in English, if I say my pen, you just have one way of saying my pen, my table, my room, my books, my tables, my chairs. You just have one way. It doesn't change according to the object we are talking about. Let's say if I'm saying my chair, it will not be dependent upon the chair. It will always be my. However, in French, for saying each of the possessive adjective, you have 3 different ways. Okay? So let us first understand the table. So if you want to say my in French, you have 3 different ways. You can say mon, ma et mes. And these are dependent upon masculin singulier, féminin singulier et pluriel. So you have 3 different columns. Masculin singulier, masculine singular, féminin singulier, feminine singular, et pluriel, that is plural. So for saying each of the possessive adjectives, 3 different ways. My, mon, ma, mes. The meaning of all 3 of them would be my. Even this is my, and my. Okay? Now, your. Again 3 different ways. Ton, ta, tes. Ton, ta, tes. The meaning of all 3 of them is your. Next. Son, sa, c'est. The meaning of all 3 of them is either his or its. So this can mean his or its both. His and its both. His and its both. Next, we'll come to her. Now, you must be seeing that these 2 are same. So that means the meaning of son can be his, her or its. Son can be either his, her or its. Even sa can be his, her or its. Even say can be his, her or its. If you're not understanding this concept, I'll explain you later with the help of examples and you will understand. So don't worry. Next. Notre, notre, nos. The meaning of all 3 of them is our. So notre, notre, nos. Next. Votre, votre, vos. The meaning of all 3 of them is your. Now you must be wondering, even this is your and even this is your. So what is the difference between these 2? So basically this is used for informal purposes and this is used for formal purposes. But the meaning of both of them is your. Next. How do you say there? That's leur, leur and leur. Do not say it as leurs. We don't pronounce the last consonant. So it's leur, leur and leur. There would be leur, leur or leur. Alors, répétez après moi. Mon, ma, mes. All 3 of them is my. Ton, ta, tes. All 3 of them your. Son, sa, c'est. All 3 of them his or its or her. Notre, notre, nos. All 3 of them are our. Votre, votre, vos. All 3 of them your. Leur, leur, leur. Their. And leur, leur et leur, which is there. So now I'll give you examples in English and then later on we'll relate that to French so that you will understand what is the difference. Now let's look at if you say my house. So in English if you say my house, my is not dependent upon house. If you say my dog, you just have one way. My will not be dependent upon dog. However, in French, my or your or his or her, whatever you want to say, is dependent upon the object which is following, is dependent upon the noun, whether it is masculine or feminine or plural. So if I say my house, for saying my you have 3 possibilities. You can say mon, ma or mes. So if you have to select one amongst them, it would be dependent upon the noun that it follows. So let's say if you say my house, my would be dependent upon house. If you say my dog, my would be dependent upon dog. Do you get that? So this video is the first part of the video where we are going to talk about the masculine singular nouns. So now we are going to learn only this column. This column we are going to learn in the second video. This column we are going to learn in the third video. So let's first understand the first column. Mon, mon, ton, son, notre, even this is son, notre, votre, leur, leur. The meaning now. Mon, my. Ton, your. Son, his or its. Son, again, her or its. So that means son has three different meanings. Son can mean his or her or its. Okay. It is not like that son is written under masculine thing. So it means his. No. Son can mean his or her or its. Sa, which I'll explain you in the next video, that sa can also mean his, her or its, and even se can also mean his, her or its. But right now we are focusing only upon the first column. So son, his, her or its, notre, which means our, votre, your, leur, their, leur, their. Mon, ton, son, notre, votre, leur. Mon, ton, son, notre, votre, leur. You have to learn it by heart. So I know that it has been a really difficult table and you must not have understood a lot of concepts, but I'm sure if you watch these examples, you would be able to understand the concept. Okay? Now, how would you say this is my book? So this is say. So now here I have this is known as say. So since we have this is in all the sentences that I have written, so that is why I wrote say in all the cases. Now, my book. This is my book. Now, how do you say book? Let's leave the space for my. Book. Book is livre. Livre. Now, livre. This is my book. So imagine in your head you have three different ways of saying my. Mon, ma, mes. Mon, ma, mes. Now, if you have to select one amongst them, you always and always look at the word which is next to the possessive adjective that you are going to write. That means my in French would be dependent upon the word livre, which is there after the possessive adjective, which is there after the dash. Now, livre, that is what? First of all, is that singular or is that plural? Of course, that is singular. That is singular. So, if it is singular, then you have to see either it is masculine or feminine. It is an exception, so it is a masculine noun. Now, since it is masculine, that would be mon, ma, or mes. Just think upon the table. It is going to be mon. C'est mon livre. Mon is dependent upon the word livre. Now, if I want to say this is your book. So for saying your, you have three different ways again. That would be ton, ta, tes. C'est ton livre, ta livre, tes livres. Again, it would be dependent upon the word livre. So livre, that's masculin singulier. So I'm going to say c'est ton livre. If I want to say this is his book, his book. Again, three different ways of saying his. Son, sa, c'est. Dependent upon the word which is following that. Livre, that is masculin singulier. So I'm going to say c'est son livre. Bah, très bien, bravo, vous êtes très intelligent. Allez, this is her book. Now this can be a little confusing because this concept is different from English. In English you say this is his book and this is her book. Yeah. But in French, the way of saying his and her is same. If you want to say his, three different ways. Son, sa, c'est. If you want to say her, then also three different ways. His, her, I'm sorry, son, sa and c'est. So his, her, son, sa, c'est. It would be dependent upon the word which is following. Say son livre. If I want to say this is his book, say son livre. And if I want to say this is her book, again there are three ways. Son, sa, c'est. Dependent upon the word which is next to that, and that is livre. Masculin singulier. So imagine the table which I had written previously. Her. What was there in her? We had son, sa, c'est. Livre, the word livre which is following that, that is masculin singulier. So again it is going to be son livre. Do you get that? So say son livre, that can mean this is his book, but that can also mean this is her book. Both of them in French, they are same. Because in French that is not dependent upon the subject. However, it is dependent upon the object which is following that. This is his book, say son livre. This is her book, say son livre. Next, this is our book. Now, how would you write that? In your notebooks, just write, this is our book. For that, you should know first, how do we say our? Say, you have three different ways of saying our. Notre, notre, non. C'est notre livre. Très, très bien. Because that is again dependent upon livre, masculin, singulier, c'est notre livre, c'est mon livre, c'est ton livre, c'est son livre, c'est notre livre. And if it is something which is formal, so you say, c'est votre livre, and this is their book. This is their book. So you would say, c'est leur livre. This is their book. So now I've written few more examples in order to explain you in a better way. That's up to you. Just grab a notebook, grab a pen, start writing. My pen is red. My pen is red. So we'll write my later on. How do you say pen? That's a stylo. Stylo est rouge. Now I want to say my stylo est rouge. My pen is red. So my, three different ways, mon, ma, mes, but you have to look at the word which is next to the dash. Stylo, that's un stylo, une stylo, des stylos. Un stylo, that's male and that's singular. So look at the table, just imagine the table. What was there just below masculin singulier in my? It was mon. Mon stylo. Mon stylo est rouge. Your pen is red. Your pen is red. Again, you have three different ways. Ton, ta, tes. Dependent upon stylo. Ton stylo est rouge. Ton stylo. Dependent upon stylo, which is masculin singulier. His pen is red. His pen. You have three different ways. Son, sa, c'est. Dependent upon stylo. Stylo, masculin singulier. So what was there in masculin singulier column? It was son. Son stylo est rouge. Now if you want to say her pen is red, I would again repeat the same thing. Her pen is red. For saying her as well, you have three different ways which is same as his. If you want to say his, son, sa, c'est. If you want to say her, son, sa, c'est. Now next, her pen is red. So I would again repeat the same thing. If you want to say his, three different ways, son, sa, c'est. If you want to say her, again three different ways, son, sa, c'est. So that is same. So if you want to say her pen is red, again you have three ways, son, sa, c'est. But that is dependent upon the object you are talking about. And that is again stylo. So you say son stylo est rouge. So if you say son stylo, that would also mean his pen, but that would also mean her pen, because that is not dependent upon the subject, that is dependent upon the object. And let's say now you want to say their pen is red. So for their pen, again you have three ways: leur, et leur. So stylo, that's masculin singulier. So you say leur stylo est rouge. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for daily updates and reminders, do not forget to hit the bell icon. And I'll see you very soon with the next video. Till then, au revoir, à bientôt et bisous bisous.